It's 2 o'clock in the morning. The entire house is silent. No cars passing, no voices, just the steady ticking of a clock or the soft hum of the refrigerator in the kitchen. You are exhausted. Your body feels heavy. Your eyelids burn. You shift from one side of the bed to the other, fluff the pillow, pull the blanket up, then kick it down again. You want sleep so badly, but your brain is fully awake. It's replaying a conversation from 10 years ago. It's worrying about something that might happen tomorrow. It's thinking about your health, your family, your finances. Or sometimes it's thinking about absolutely nothing important at all and still refusing to shut off. If that sounds familiar, I need you to hear this clearly. You are not broken. And you are definitely not alone. As we get older, difficulty sleeping becomes incredibly common. Many people assume it's just part of aging. They say older adults don't need as much sleep. That is simply not true. Your body still needs rest. Your brain still needs deep, restorative sleep, just like it did decades ago. The real issue isn't that you need less sleep. The issue is that your internal sleep switch doesn't flip as smoothly as it once did. When you were younger, certain chemicals in your brain worked like a well-oiled machine. Melatonin would rise in the evening and gently nudge you towards sleep. Cortisol, the alertness hormone, would fall at night and rise in the morning. But over time, that rhythm can shift. Melatonin may not rise as strongly. Cortisol may stay active longer than it should. Your nervous system may remain slightly on guard, even when you are safe in your own bed. And here's the key. You cannot force sleep. Trying harder usually makes it worse. The more you beg your body to fall asleep, the more alert you become. The good news, you can retrain that switch. You don't need heavy medications that leave you foggy in the morning. You don't need complicated devices or expensive supplements. You simply need to communicate with your nervous system in a language it understands. Tonight, you're going to learn 5 powerful, science-based techniques that gently guide your body into sleep. These are not random tips. These are physiological triggers. We are going to slow your heart rate. We are going to calm your breathing. We are going to ease muscle tension you didn't even realize you were holding. And we are going to quiet the racing mind that keeps you awake at night. One of these techniques uses a precise breathing rhythm that acts like a natural tranquilizer. Another one scrambles anxious thoughts so your brain gets bored. And the final method, it was developed to help military personnel fall asleep in high-stress environments. If it works there, it can absolutely work in your bedroom. So dim the lights, settle into your bed or favorite chair, and let's begin reclaiming your nights. Technique 1. The 4-7-8 breath, your natural tranquilizer. The most powerful sleep tool you own is completely free. It's your breath. Now you might be thinking, I've been breathing my entire life. How could that possibly help? Because this isn't normal breathing. This is rhythmic breathing designed to influence your nervous system directly. When you lie awake at night, your body is often stuck in what's called a stress response. Your heart may be beating slightly faster. Your thoughts are alert. Your muscles are subtly tense. You cannot will yourself into sleep, but you can change your breathing pattern, and that sends a signal to your brain that it is safe to relax. The key principle is simple. When your exhale is longer than your inhale, your body shifts into a calmer state. Here is exactly how to do it. You can lie down or sit upright. First, gently place the tip of your tongue against the ridge of tissue just behind your upper front teeth. Keep it there throughout the exercise. Now follow this pattern carefully. Exhale completely through your mouth, making a soft whoosh sound. Close your mouth and inhale quietly through your nose to a count of 4. Hold your breath for a count of 7. Exhale fully through your mouth to a count of 8. Let's walk through it slowly. Inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now exhale slowly through your mouth. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale for 8. As you hold the breath, let your shoulders soften. As you exhale, imagine tension draining out of your body. By the 4th cycle, many people notice their heartbeat slowing down, their jaw unclenches, their body feels heavier against the mattress. That heaviness is a good sign. It means your nervous system is shifting gears. If you wake in the middle of the night, do not look at the clock. Checking the time activates your mind instantly. Instead, begin this breathing rhythm immediately. For slow cycles, let the exhale be long and steady. This technique alone is enough for many people. But if your body feels restless, if you can't get comfortable, no matter how you turn, then the next method is for you. Technique 2. Progressive muscle relaxation, the body melt. Sometimes the problem isn't just your thoughts, it's your body. You lie down, and suddenly the pillow feels wrong. The blanket feels too heavy. Your legs feel twitchy. You shift and adjust and reposition, but nothing feels quite right. Often, that discomfort comes from hidden tension. You may be clenching your jaw without noticing. You may be tightening your shoulders. Your calves may be slightly contracted. The body cannot fully relax unless it recognizes the tension first, so we are going to exaggerate it. This method is called progressive muscle relaxation. The idea is simple. Tighten, then release. Imagine you are lying on your back. Start with your feet. Curl your toes downward tightly. Tighten your calves. Hold the tension for a few seconds. Really feel it. Now release. Let your feet fall open. Notice the difference between tension and relaxation. Move to your thighs. Press your knees gently together. Tighten your thighs and hips. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Release. Let your legs sink deeply into the mattress. Now your hands. Make firm fists. Tighten your forearms. Hold. Release. Open your fingers slowly. Feel warmth spreading into your palms. Now your shoulders. Lift them toward your ears. Hold the tension and drop them. Let them melt downward. Feel the space between your neck and shoulders widen. Finally, your face. Close your eyes tightly. Clench your jaw. Wrinkle your forehead. Hold and let everything go. Let your jaw hang loosely. Let your tongue rest naturally. Smooth your forehead. By the time you finish scanning from toes to head, your body should feel heavier, warmer, softer. When the body releases tension, the brain often follows. But what if the real battle isn't in your muscles, it's in your mind? That brings us to the next technique, which is designed specifically to interrupt racing thoughts before they spiral out of control. Technique 3. Cognitive shuffling. The brain scramble. Now we address what is often the biggest obstacle to sleep, the racing mind. You finally lie down, the lights are off, the room is quiet, and suddenly your brain decides it's the perfect time to solve every problem in your life. Did I lock the door? Did I pay that bill? Why did that conversation feel awkward? What if my pain gets worse? What if something happens tomorrow? The harder you try to stop thinking, the louder the thoughts become. Telling yourself, stop thinking, does not work. In fact, it makes your brain more alert. It's like trying not to think of a bright pink elephant. The image instantly appears. So instead of fighting your thoughts, we're going to confuse them. This technique is called cognitive shuffling. The purpose is not to think clearly. The purpose is to think randomly. When you are drifting into sleep naturally, your brain begins producing fragmented, illogical images. They don't make much sense. They're disconnected. That randomness signals that sleep is approaching. Cognitive shuffling mimics that exact process. Here's how you do it. Choose a simple word. It can be any neutral word. For example, garden. Now take the first letter, G. Think of as many random words as you can that start with G, but don't just name them. Visualize them briefly. Goat. Picture a goat standing in a field. Glass. Imagine a clear glass of water on a table. Grapes. See a bunch of purple grapes. Garage. Visualize a garage door opening. When you run out of words for G, move to the next letter, A. Apple, airplane, ant. Keep going. You are not trying to be creative. You are not trying to be logical. You are simply feeding your brain harmless, boring images. If you forget which letter you're on, that's fine. If you repeat a word, that's fine. There is no performance here. What happens is subtle but powerful. The logical part of your brain, the part that plans, analyzes, and worries, cannot stay engaged with random nonsense. It gets bored, it disengages, and boredom is the gateway to sleep. If you wake up at 3 a.m. with anxiety, do not replay your concerns. Start shuffling. Pick a word like window, W, whale, wagon, waterfall, I, igloo, island, ice cube. Most people don't even make it to the final letter. They drift. Technique for the worry dump, closing the tabs. Now let's talk about something you do before bed. Imagine your brain like a computer. If you have 20 browser tabs open, the system slows down. It overheats. It struggles to process anything efficiently. Your mind works the same way. If you climb into bed with unfinished tasks, unresolved worries, and mental reminders spinning around, your brain feels responsible for keeping them active so you don't forget. That responsibility keeps you awake. So we need to close the tabs. About 30 minutes before bed, sit down with a simple notebook and pen. This is important. Use paper, not your phone. Screens stimulate alertness. Writing on paper slows your mind down. Draw 2 columns. In the first column, write what I'm worried about. In the second column, write the very next small step. For example, worry, I need to schedule a medical appointment. Next step, call the clinic at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Worry, the roof might be leaking. Next step, ask neighbor about repair contact this weekend. Worry, I forgot to return a phone call. Next step, call after breakfast tomorrow. Notice something important. You are not solving the entire problem. You are only identifying the next small action. That single step gives your brain closure. When something is undefined, the brain keeps it active. When there is a written plan, even a tiny one, the brain relaxes. After you finish writing, close the notebook physically. Put the pen down. Say to yourself, the office is closed. This symbolic act matters more than you think. You are telling your mind it no longer needs to work the night shift. Many people find that simply practicing this for a week significantly reduces nighttime rumination. But now we come to one of the most fascinating methods of all. Technique 5, the military method, 2-minute shutdown. This technique became widely known because it was used to help military personnel fall asleep quickly, even in stressful environments. It combines physical relaxation with mental discipline. It does take practice. You may not master it the first night, but once it clicks, it feels almost automatic. Step 1. Relax the face completely. Close your eyes. Take a slow breath. Now consciously relax every tiny muscle in your face. Unclench your jaw. Let your tongue rest gently. Soften the muscles around your eyes. Let your cheeks drop. This step is critical. Your face contains a high concentration of emotional tension. When the face relaxes fully, the body often follows. Step 2. Drop the shoulders. Let your shoulders fall as low as possible. Imagine them melting into the mattress. Let your arms hang loosely at your sides. Open your palms. Step 3. Relax the chest and legs. Take a slow exhale and let your chest soften. Then move down your body. Relax your thighs. Relax your knees. Relax your calves. Relax your feet. Work from top to bottom. Step 4. Mental clearing for 10 seconds. This is the hardest part. You must clear your mind for 10 full seconds. To help with that, choose one simple static image. Option 1. You are lying in a canoe on a calm lake. The water is perfectly still. Above you is nothing but blue sky. Focus only on the sky. Option 2. You are lying in a black velvet hammock inside a completely dark room. Focus on the darkness. If a thought intrudes, do not engage with it. Instead, gently repeat in your mind, "Don't think, don't think, don't think," over and over. This repetition blocks other thoughts from forming. It acts like a mental wall. After the body is relaxed and the mind is cleared, sleep often follows quickly. Again, it may take a few weeks of practice, but once learned, this method becomes a reliable tool. Bonus: the golden rule of temperature. There is one factor many people overlook: temperature. As we age, circulation changes. Many people feel colder, so they keep their bedroom very warm. But here is something crucial. In order to fall asleep, your core body temperature must drop slightly. If the room is too warm, your body cannot cool itself effectively. That cooling process is part of the signal that tells your brain it is time to sleep. The ideal sleeping environment is slightly cooler than most people expect. A room that feels comfortably cool, not cold, but fresh, supports natural sleep cycles. Here is the trick: keep the room cooler, but use warm blankets. Even better, wear socks. It sounds counterintuitive, but warm feet help dilate blood vessels. That dilation allows heat to escape from your core more efficiently, which actually helps you fall asleep faster. Cool air, warm feet. That combination sends a powerful biological message: nighttime has arrived. We have now covered breathing, muscle relaxation, mental shuffling, structured worry release, disciplined shutdown, and temperature regulation. It may feel like a lot, but you do not need to master all 5 techniques tonight. Start with one. Practice it consistently. Sleep is not something you chase. It is something you allow. And your body already knows how to do it. We are simply removing the obstacles that have built up over time. There is still something very important to understand about insomnia as we get older. Something that surprises many people and completely changes how they approach bedtime. There is something about sleep that most people never learn. There is still something very important to understand about insomnia as we get older. Something that surprises many people and completely changes how they approach bedtime. There is something about sleep that most people never learn. The harder you chase it, the faster it runs. Many adults, especially later in life, accidentally turn bedtime into a performance. You watch the clock. You calculate how many hours are left. You tell yourself, if I don't fall asleep right now, tomorrow will be terrible. That pressure alone can keep you awake. Sleep is not a switch you flip with effort. It is a state your body enters when it feels safe. And that word, safe, is everything. Your nervous system has two primary gears. One is alert, protective, scanning for danger. The other is calm, restorative, ready for healing and repair. When you lie in bed worrying about not sleeping, your brain interprets that as a problem to solve. Problems require alertness. Alertness blocks sleep. So one of the most powerful shifts you can make is this. Replace the goal of falling asleep with the goal of resting calmly. Even if you are awake, but your body is relaxed and your eyes are closed, you are still giving your nervous system recovery time. This removes pressure. And when pressure leaves, sleep often arrives quietly on its own. The 20-minute reset rule. Here is another principle that surprises many people. If you have been lying awake for what feels like a long time, especially if frustration is building, it is better to get out of bed briefly, not to check your phone, not to turn on bright lights, not to start doing chores. Instead, keep the lights dim and do something neutral and calm. Sit in a chair and read a few pages of a slow, non-stimulating book. Listen to soft, instrumental music. Practice the 4-7-8 breathing again. Why does this work? Because it prevents your brain from associating the bed with stress. Your bed should represent rest. If you spend hours tossing and turning with anxiety, your mind starts linking the bed with struggle. By stepping away briefly, you reset the association. When you feel sleepy again, even slightly, return to bed. Over time, this strengthens the connection between your bed and sleepiness. Light, the hidden controller. Another overlooked factor is light exposure. Your brain relies heavily on light cues to regulate melatonin production. Bright light in the evening, especially from screens, can delay the release of sleep hormones. Two small adjustments make a big difference. First, dim the lights in your home about an hour before bed. Think of it as signaling sunset to your brain. Second, get morning light as soon as you reasonably can after waking. Even standing near a bright window helps. Natural light early in the day strengthens your internal clock, making nighttime sleepiness more predictable. Consistency matters more than perfection. You do not need a flawless routine. You need a rhythm, caffeine, and late-day stimulation. Many people believe caffeine only affects them for a few hours. In reality, caffeine can stay in your system much longer than you think. If you struggle with sleep, consider avoiding coffee, strong tea, or caffeinated soda after early afternoon. Even if you feel fine, your nervous system may still be slightly activated at night. The same applies to stimulating activities late in the evening. Intense news programs, heated discussions, fast-paced television, even scrolling through emotionally charged content. Your brain does not fully distinguish between real stress and screen-based stress. Protect the last hour of your evening. Make it slower, quieter, predictable. How long was I asleep? Why am I awake again? That analysis activates the brain. If you wake during the night, try this instead. Keep your eyes closed. Roll gently onto your side. Begin one of your techniques immediately. Breathing, shuffling, muscle relaxation. Do not negotiate with the clock. The clock is not your friend. At 2 a.m., a gentle perspective shift. Sometimes insomnia improves, not just with techniques, but with mindset. Instead of seeing nighttime wakefulness as your body failing, consider this: your body is trying to protect you. It stays alert because something, stress, discomfort, routine changes, has signaled uncertainty. When you practice these techniques, you are reassuring your nervous system. You are teaching it that nighttime is safe again. That reassurance builds over days and weeks. Sleep improvement is rarely instant and permanent. It is gradual and cumulative. But consistency works, putting it all together. Let's review the toolbox you now have. The 4-7-8 breath to slow your heart rate. Progressive muscle relaxation to melt physical tension. Cognitive shuffling to quiet racing thoughts. The worry dump to close mental tabs before bed. The military method for full body and mental shutdown. Temperature adjustments to support natural cooling. The 20-minute reset rule to prevent frustration cycles. Light management to regulate your internal clock. You do not need to use all of them at once. Start simple. Perhaps tonight you only practice the breathing. Tomorrow you add the worry journal. Over time, these habits stack, and something subtle begins to change. You stop fearing bedtime. You stop dreading 2 a.m. You begin trusting your body again. Because here is the most important truth of all: your body wants to sleep. Sleep is not your enemy. It is a built-in healing mechanism designed to restore your muscles, balance your hormones, strengthen your immune system, and clear waste from your brain. We are not creating sleep from scratch. We are simply removing interference. Be patient with yourself. If you have struggled for months or even years, give your nervous system time to relearn. Progress may show up as falling asleep 15 minutes faster, or waking one less time, or feeling slightly calmer at night. Those small wins matter. They build momentum, and momentum becomes confidence. Confidence becomes calm. Calm becomes sleep.